But yeah, all things aside, in the end of the day, I think there's still definitely a gap in terms of level between me and Coco and other players of her caliber. Lose tomorrow, I think it's great for me to learn. Obviously, facing a player like Coco is something people like would.
Alex Eala finally said it out loud. She stepped right into the spotlight and voiced what so many people around women's tennis whisper about, but rarely dare to say in public. From her point of view as a competitor who has shared the court with top players, she believes Coco Gauff is not only elite, not only among the best but the best, period, across the entire WTA Tour. And yes, in her mind, that also puts Coco above the current world number one, Aryna Sabalenka. After losing to Coco Gauff, Alex Eala did not dodge the moment. She did not blame conditions, she did not point fingers, and she did not try to soften it with excuses. She walked straight into the media area and spoke plainly, with the kind of honesty that catches everyone off guard. What she said next surprised people because it was not the usual, "I'll learn from this" talk. It was bigger than that. Eala admitted there is a huge distance between where she is right now and the level Coco operates at. She did not dress it up or try to make it sound closer than it is. In her own words, Coco is far ahead, and she made it clear she could feel that difference on court in real time. Then she pushed it even further, and that is where the tennis world really leaned in. Standing in front of the cameras, Eala called this match the biggest opportunity she has in her career right now. That is not how most players talk after a loss, especially one that stings, because most people go straight into what went wrong and what needs fixing. Eala took a completely different route. She described playing Coco as a dream, not the kind of chance an athlete would do anything to earn. The message behind that was loud. Eala was basically saying Coco Gauff has reached a level where facing her feels like a privilege, almost like being invited into something bigger than a normal match. When another pro talks that way, you do not ignore it. You pause, because that kind of respect usually comes from something the public does not always see. And in this moment, the name at the center of everything was Coco Gauff.
Guys, for all the support, super happy to be playing with Alex, and hope you guys can keep supporting us. And we don't like Team Coachella, so pick a new name.
Okay, so another name maybe. Another name. Okay. Bye.
Some people will hear all this and think, okay, it is just respect after a tough match, and yes, respect is part of it. Alex Eala clearly respects Coco Gauff as a player and as a person. But Eala also made it clear this is not just friendly admiration, because she was making a serious claim about who she thinks truly sits at the top of the sport. So in Eala's view, there is a line, and Coco Gauff stands on one side of it, while everyone else stands on the other, including Aryna Sabalenka. That sounds dramatic, but it is easy to understand why she feels that way when you consider what players notice up close that viewers at home might miss. Being across the net from Coco is different than watching her on a screen. You see how she thinks, how she adjusts, and how every shot has a purpose. You also see the effort that never stops, and the discipline behind it, which comes through in the little moments between points as much as it does during rallies. Eala also shared something that stood out from their time around each other at the Australian Open. According to her, Coco was not only showing up as a competitor, she was showing up as someone who actually helped. Eala described Coco as a guide, someone who was willing to give real feedback and support, not in a shallow way, but in a way that could actually move a younger player forward. Coco was there talking through details, offering tips, and sharing the kind of practical knowledge you only gain after years of dealing with the highest level of pressure. Eala pointed specifically to serve mechanics, where Coco broke things down in a way that separated a decent serve from a truly dangerous one, and those kinds of insights are not common to hear from a rival in the middle of a major event. That is not only skill, in Eala's eyes, that is leadership and character. And she believes that mix is why Coco is not just the best on the court, but the best off it too. And this story gets even more interesting because Eala is not the only one saying it. Oh, not even close. Another respected voice stepped into the conversation and made the whole thing louder. Former Grand Slam finalist and fan favorite Ons Jabeur also delivered statements about Coco Gauff that hit the tennis world hard. Jabeur has played the elite, reached multiple Grand Slam finals, and faced almost every top-ranked player you can name. With that kind of experience, her words carry real weight. Jabeur said Coco Gauff is the most difficult opponent she has ever faced on the WTA Tour. Not one of the toughest, not near the top, but the most difficult. Coming from someone with Jabeur's resume, that is the kind of statement that makes players and fans stop scrolling and pay attention. Then Jabir took it a step further, and that is when the conversation got even more heated.
I say she's an octopus, you know, she doesn't, it gets every ball, she's always there, she doesn't give up, big serve, you know, sometimes it's a bit annoying when someone is serving well, she can go anywhere to get any ball. I mean, she already won.
Jabir stated that even Aryna Sabalenka, the current world #1 and one of the most dominant forces in Grand Slam tennis, does not reach Coco's level when it comes to movement around the court. She did not say it softly either. She framed it as a real difference in how the two players cover space, defend, and turn points around. Jabir also gave what felt like a tactical breakdown, and part of it was a direct call-out of what she sees as a weakness in Sabalenka's game. In her professional opinion, Sabalenka can be challenged in a very specific way. If you force her to run down every ball, again and again, cracks start to show. And for Sabalenka, the part that stings is not just the running. Jabir pointed to how easily frustration shows up for her on court. Fans have seen those moments plenty of times. The visible irritation, the emotional reactions, the racket smashing, and the way her body language changes when the match stops going her way. Jabir's point was simple. That frustration is not just emotion, it can become a tactical opening, and she believes Coco Gauff uses that opening better than anyone else on the tour. She compared that directly to Coco's output and effort, saying Coco's work rate is unmatched. Jabir's praise focused on how Coco covers the court, how she tracks down balls that look unreachable, and how fast she can flip defense into offense, sometimes in one swing. When a player as respected as Jabir makes that kind of comparison out loud and does it publicly, it changes the conversation. It is no longer just fans debating online. It becomes something coming from inside the locker room. And that carries serious weight.
Corner that she hates.
Yeah,
she'll
you
get
break her
super
rhythm.
frustrated.
Yeah, yeah.
And if she's very fast and doesn't let me do my shots, that's very frustrating to me.
Ons with you, like I feel like when you played her, you really were able to take over her speed very well. Like I feel like the more you played her, the better you got in control of, like, even when she was dominating.
All of this is happening in a way that makes one person especially uncomfortable, and that person is Aryna Sabalenka. The situation is awkward for the world #1 because it is not just Coco rising, it is other players openly saying Coco is operating at a higher level. From Sabalenka's point of view, this has to feel personal. She is sitting at the top of the rankings as world #1, and she has been one of the most dominant players in Grand Slam tennis, yet more and more voices from within the tour keep lining up behind Coco Gauff. That kind of talk gets under anyone's skin, especially when it comes from people who actually face you on court and understand the difference up close. And if we are being honest about what we have seen from Sabalenka, when matches go sideways, this kind of pressure is not going to make things calmer. It sets up more tension as the season continues. Now, some people will point out something fair. Coco has had challenges when it comes to stacking major titles the way many expected, given her talent. That part is true, and it is part of the wider discussion. But here is what matters in this moment. Even with that reality, even with where Coco stands on the Grand Slam leaderboard, the players who compete against her week after week still say she is the best. They point to the skill, the movement, the mental strength, the leadership, and the heart, and they keep landing on the same conclusion. And that conclusion is exactly what Alex Eala had the confidence to say directly in front of the cameras. In her view, Coco Gauff is the best player on planet Earth. The respect for Coco is growing fast, the voices behind her are getting louder, and whether Sabalenka likes it or not, the tennis world is starting to sound more and more unified on this topic. Alex Eala started the conversation, Ons Jabeur poured fuel on it, and now everyone is paying attention. The era of Coco Gauff is not something that is coming someday. In the eyes of the players talking right now, it is already here, and Alex Eala is making sure nobody misses it. That is all for today. Like the video, subscribe, and drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with Eala and Jabeur? And do you think Coco Gauff is the best player in the world right now? Let us know, and we will see you in the next one.
Corner that she hates.
Yeah,
she'll
you
get
break her
super
rhythm.
frustrated.
Yeah, yeah.
And if she's very fast and doesn't let me do my shots, that's very frustrating to me.
Ons with you, like I feel like when you played her, you really were able to take over her speed very well. Like I feel like the more you played her, the better you got in control of, like, even when she was dominating.
I say she's an octopus, you know, she doesn't, it gets every ball, she's always there, she doesn't give up, big serve, you know. Sometimes it's a bit annoying when someone is serving well. She can go anywhere to get any ball. I mean, she already won.
Guys, for all the support, super happy to be playing with Alex, and hope you guys can keep supporting us. And we don't like Team Coachella, so pick a new
Okay,
name.
so another name maybe. Another
Yeah.
name. Okay. Bye.
Bye.